Hi, I'm Mike Saxenian. Welcome to my vlog series, TEDx Talks. Each episode, I'll be speaking with one of our expert teachers or administrators about how we use the abilities model to enable our students to thrive here at McLean's School. So relax while we tell you about transformative education at McLean. Welcome to another TEDx Talk. Today I'm going to be speaking with the head of our lower school, Dr. Mary Dickerson, and with our learning specialist for the lower school, Marie Marino. So Mary, you have a really rich background as an educator. Maybe you could tell us a little bit about that.
Of course. I've taught music for many years in both public and private schools, and I taught violin and orchestra, and I really love that, and music's still a big part of my life. I still play in an orchestra. But I found that in my own children's classrooms that I became more interested in a holistic view of the school. So I have been a school administrator and interested. I think what I love about administration, it's never boring. I love the multitasking and getting to not only work with the kids but with the teachers, which is something I really enjoy. And along the way, I'm also, I have a doctorate from Boston College, and so I still teach graduate classes to aspiring school leaders, which motivates me. That's kind of my own personal professional development as well. Well, I've been a school leader for over 20 years, and in that time I've seen some amazing changes in education. As many as 20 years ago, there's always been a push to figure out how to teach kids to read in the best way, using phonics or whatever, phonics, whole language. But at McLean, one of the things that I think really is special about the way we teach children to read is that all of our classroom teachers are trained in the Orton-Gillingham multisensory, which is the best for all learners. And I've seen just the progress from some of the children from kindergarten through fourth grade using that means to teach reading. The growth is just astounding to me. I'm really impressed with that.
Are there other things that you've seen in our lower school that inform how you think about unlocking the potential of younger children?
I'd say the STEM program we have is definitely one of those areas where kids can go in and take risks. They become actual scientists. It's probably saying it better. They think of themselves as scientists, so they're figuring out crime scenes, they're talking about the animals and their growth. So it's really self-discovery that is really something I think that we do really well.
Based on your experience, what kind of advice would you have for educators and parents everywhere about how to enable learning?
Well, I think one of the things that I think is important is to be in partnership with parents, so that we need to be open to them. They're their child's first teacher, which I think we always need to remember. So when parents ask me something like that, how can we help my child? It's not always about giving them more of the academic areas. It's about figuring out what makes their child tick. So that's sometimes going outside of the school and doing enrichment activities, going to museums, figuring out what is your child's passion. Learning needs to be fun for them so that they really almost don't even know that they're learning something. It's so much fun and so exciting.
That's terrific. So Marie, tell me about your professional background.
Before I came to McLean, I had a variety of experiences working with kids. I worked in self-contained special ed rooms. I was a classroom teacher for traditional learners and also served as a learning specialist in a pull-out model. McLean is sort of a hybrid mixture of all of those experiences, so I'm still able to be a provider of extra support for the students, but it's done in a push-in method where I'm in the classroom and sort of serving as an additional classroom teacher with the other teachers who they themselves are learning specialists in their own way. So here we really try to provide that support for all of the students, whether or not they have a diagnosed need for it. And what I've seen is that when it's presented in that way, when the support team is pushed into the classroom, the students learn to feel comfortable with accepting the support. They celebrate it, they talk about it, they see that the reading specialist is working with kids while the other kids are also working on reading. It's not done in an isolating way. Within days of being here, students often comment to us like, one student said to me, "I don't know why it just feels good to be here, but it just does." And I think that really showed us that the support is integrated so naturally when it's done in the classroom that students don't even necessarily realize that they are receiving the extra support. It's just part of the program. We also really integrate our mindfulness program by doing things like progressive muscle relaxation, visualization, things like that, that are first taught explicitly from the adults to the children, and then we add in visuals again. Maybe they'll have a keychain with all of those strategies in picture form, and they can go and then physically access that and practice it on their own. And we just find that when the kids are practicing these skills, when they're in a very good place, when they're feeling calm and safe and with the adults, then they'll be much more able to access those same tools when they're feeling anxious.
Thanks, Marie. That was really interesting. And thank you for joining us. See you next time.